She's a really great frame. Has super interesting gameplay style, all centered around time warping and a sort of mobile fortress, mobile artillery, and grenades. A little bit like Vauban, a little bit like a female version of Vauban, except for the whole time warping part. So let's look at her abilities in a bit more detail and her secondary and signature melee weapons, the Okinas, Velox, as well as how her abilities synergize and fit well together. First up, you have her passive, which if you time well with Blaze Artillery, can give you 100% strength on an already very powerful artillery, as in AoE cannon that just wipes out rooms even on Steel Path, especially when you have this augment called Temporal Erosion, which on every rapid fire attack of this Blaze Artillery wipes out some of the armor very quickly, armor stripping. The passive works on all of her abilities, but that's the one you really want to time it on. Grenade Fan has a toggle or a sort of tap and a hold version. First version is simple enough with its radius and duration kind of low. Shrapnel Vortex says 620 damage, but actually a lot more than that, and it also procs slash. Shield Satellites give you 62 shield per second, aren't interrupted by damage, and they increase your cap. And they also give you Shield Gate invincibility time, also known as, Shield Gate. They double it. So if you're at like 1.3 seconds, which is the standard default, then it ups to 2.6 seconds. In other words, she's a babe. She's kind of forgiving to play, and she has this dispensary, which I mentioned briefly, drops ammo pack, energy orb, and health orb after a short delay. And I think it does it over and over, but it might just do it once. Let's find out. Here we are. Okay, the short delay is not so short. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it keeps pumping it out, but it really takes a while to then pump out more of these, but it does give you energy. If we spam all of our abilities and run out of energy, right? Spam a ton of Blaze Artillery and then time warp back, you will see our energy bar refills. And then a pickup is waiting for us over there as well. Don't know if we can do this in time, but let's spawn some enemies. And time warp back. Zoom, you see you can cover vast distances, right? You can fire your cannons all the way from over here, and they will clear them out in no time. I mean, that's like meta level guns, right? Incarnons with Rivens do that kind of damage. And that was AoE, super simple, you don't even have to aim. I mean, this is an Incarnon. Okay, that was single target, and I had to aim for the headshot, right? It's just no comparison. Like, this is a decently modded burst on Prime. You're seeing some red crits, mainly orange, modded for hunter munitions with slash and viral. It makes it look slow. Blaze Artillery is just that good. And for some reason they're not dead yet. Get some more ability strength. The main thing is also just how easy it is to cast them, and they kill for you. Right, so that's basically a rundown of all her abilities. Temporal Anchor has a very long description. All you need to know about it is that you cast it, and then you recast it to go back in time to where you were. It restores your shields, health, and energy. And if you cast it before casting, let's say, all your abilities, then you gain back everything you had. It also does a huge explosion, kaboom, for millions of damage, depending on how much damage you dealt during that entire time. So let's see here, we did a little damage. Can we spawn them in time? I don't know. Maybe. Kaboom. Because they're extremely heavily armored, while they're still armored, the temporal explosion really won't do that much damage. But let's check it out. Let's just armor strip them. And you don't see the value up here. But there you go, 160k, it was enough to kill one of them, and only the armored one remains alive. So I hope you enjoyed this rundown of Protea. Let's briefly cover her signature pistol. Fires really quickly, is a sort of slash status hybrid, crit hybrid. She gets some ammo efficiency whilst wielding it, so you're actually firing more and losing ammo less quickly than it might seem. It says we have 62 bullets, but we actually have more than that. Yeah, basically just a submachine gun. Not extremely impressive, but a solid gun that can be made into a bit of a beast. Probably on the Prime variant, it's going to have a unique alternative fire, because if it doesn't, it'll be dead on arrival with all the Incarnons and other Tenet and Kuva weapons that need extreme competition, basically. And here is her daggers, right? Okina. When you armor strip, you can do some decent slash damage with them. If you don't armor strip, you can't. Not to armor targets. I mean, you can still do the decent slash damage, but it takes a while to build up, and you don't have anything like that sort of kill speed. Let's see here. 5k slash proc after a few hits. What you really want to do is get the knockdown from the combo. I think it's the blocking combo that knocks them down, and then you can initiate a finisher. Yeah, so that's all there really is to know about Protea at the moment. I would advise you, for future patches, keep an eye out on the news. Which Prime is getting unvaulted next? Which weapons did they have? In this patch with Protea, she also had, which weren't linked to her, but there were also these two weapons, the Stalta and the Stropha, which are really good gunblade and a sort of rifle AoE bolt fire explodey bolter thingy. Difficult to describe, you'll see it in action. Stalta and Stropha might be going through a upgrade as well though. Who knows? Okay. 1.2 million. One of the issues with Stalta is that it doesn't proc slash. I believe Redeemer does. But it's still a very solid gunblade. Really interesting weapon. And it fits her style overall. And then, as mentioned, we have the Stalta. Does some solid damage, as you can see. And that's the normal fire mode. Here's the alt fire. Takes a moment to charge. Yeah, let's see that again on the group. Why don't we combo it with the time warp, armor strip, and kaboom, time warp. Yeah, wiped out everything basically. Huge chunk of them. There were 20 and now there is something like 10 or 9. Do it again because it's so much fun. Time warp, fire, and does cost a lot of ammo. They have to have no armor for the trick to work. Otherwise, time warp really doesn't do that much. Whee! Last but not least, I'll just show you a full power blaze artillery again. And why don't we help them with some armor stripping? Look at that. Insanely powerful little weapons. 1.8 million time warp. Let's see, are we fast enough? Kaboom. Yeah, they got a nice knockdown. Boom. Even got a red crit right there.